react.
Your heart, unfortunately, doesn't get the rest that it needs.
The time you go to bed impacts your heart. The golden hour to fall asleep that will decrease your chance of getting heart disease.
Ready, set, travel. Americans are ready to see their loved ones this holiday season. The experts weigh in on the record number of travelers and how you can stay safe.
Plus, the holiday shopping season has officially started. Will consumers spend more or less than last year? We'll tell you which one and why. What's New starts right now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
And hello again. Welcome into our program. The name of it is What's New. Thanks so much for spending time with us. With Lynna Lai, who's in for Betsy, I'm Jay Crawford. Lynna, a very good Wednesday evening to you and to everyone watching at home.
Hey. Oh, on our social media pages, I think it's 75-25 in favor of the beard.
Oh, we're running a poll now.
We are.
Oh,
unofficial, but 100% for the cause.
Okay, good. I hope so. I'm not sure if I'm for or against yet either. All right, we begin at 5 with news that 2 people are in police custody and a juvenile is facing murder charges. This is in the death of a 22-year-old woman. Her body was found in a burned-out home in East Cleveland. Amani Abraham is here with us now. She has news of these arrests and news that more could be on the way. Amani, good evening to you.
Good evening. Yeah, East Cleveland's police chief calls it a bizarre series of events. What we know from the medical examiner's office is that they have not yet identified the body, but police have identified the woman as 22-year-old Alishah Pointer.
Police say Pointer was lured out of North Randall. They say she was abducted, tortured, and later found dead in a burned-out home in East Cleveland. Several arrests have been made. Nathaniel Polk and Portria Williams are in custody, but they have yet to be charged. A warrant has been issued for Hakeem Ali Shomo. Police are still looking for him. And a 17-year-old, Destiny Henderson, is facing aggravated murder charges. Police are still looking for 2 others, but have not released their names. Police believe the people involved were trying to get information from Pointer related to a crime in Cleveland.
We know of 6 suspects, and the list seems to be growing by the day.
There's multiple players involved in this incident. We know who they are, and we're going to arrest each and every one of them.
The FBI and Secret Service were also involved in the case. East Cleveland police say that's because they provided sources to help track down the suspects. We're going to have more coming up for you tonight at 6.
All right, Amani Abraham live on What's New. Amani, thanks.
Now on your feed at 5, we're hearing Opportunity Corridor could be open to car traffic as soon as Friday. As businesses and neighbors prepare for a new flow of traffic, they're wondering what other changes the new boulevard could bring. Sarah Shookman reports from the city's southeast side.
5 years and $200 million later, Opportunity Corridor is ready. The 3-mile stretch connects I-490 at East 55th to East 105th, just south of Cleveland Clinic.
This project will do wonders for the city.
But what exactly is the opportunity here?
The promise of this project is jobs, jobs, and jobs.
The Ohio Department of Transportation, county, and city partners have touted it as economic development. Some residents, though, told us it's a way for those at Cleveland Clinic to get home faster, bypassing neighborhood business.
We've been in this location for the last 40 years.
Mike Cash gave up property to the project, while many other homes and businesses were removed to make room. While Cash is optimistic about the new look and feel of the roadway and its multi-use trails, he doesn't see a prosperous future without effort.
Now the city's job is to try to promote and bring businesses in this neighborhood.
Cleveland City Council has already announced 2 housing complexes in the works, one at Cedar and East 105th to include a Meijer grocery store, the first urban location in Ohio. Rebranding the area long known as the Forgotten Triangle is Innovation Square.
Council President-elect Blaine Griffin, who represents part of the area, told me they could break ground on those 2 housing developments later this year. Now, we are still waiting to hear on the official road opening time from ODOT. A spokesperson told us check back again tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, those housing developments will help because when you have people live there, then maybe things can grow from there on.
Exactly, and they're thinking these are going to be people that are medical students, those who are working at the clinic. I mean, they're going to be all sorts of other residences and people that want to be nearby to that University Circle area.
All right, certainly a booming area in terms of jobs. Let's see if everything else now follows.
So.
Sarah, thanks. Well, believe it or not, tomorrow marks just 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and AAA is expecting that the holiday travel will be returning to near pre-pandemic levels. It's expected to be up 13% from last year, with nearly 54 million people traveling over the Thanksgiving week. That will put the number of travelers to within 5% of holiday travel in 2019 before the pandemic began. So, with the level of travelers expected to be up, keep in mind we are also heading into flu season, and health officials are warning us not to forget about the flu shot this year. We've been talking so much about other shots.
Right. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins is here. Okay, I haven't gotten mine yet. I do plan to, though.
Isn't this horrible? I haven't either.
Uh-oh.
But I did make my appointment Monday.
You tried?
I did try. I did. I went into a few places. They're like, you have to make an appointment. But I'm getting both.
All on
COVID
Monday,
and
right?
On
Next
Monday,
week?
yeah,
Very
because
good.
I think I'm a tough cookie and all
I
that.
think you can
so,
handle it.
Yeah, let's hope so.
All right. Well,
So, what do you want to know?
Well, we really want to. I've heard a lot of people ask this question, and I figured I'm going to go to the source to find out. There is some concern that you wouldn't want to get the flu shot and the COVID shot at the same time. I know you said you're going to buck up and do it all at one day. Is there any reason for concern? Are there groups of people who should not do that?
Yeah, when the vaccines first became available, everybody said the CDC guidance was do not get you had to wait 2 weeks in between. So, like so many other things in this pandemic, the more we learn, the guidance changes. So now you can get your flu shot and COVID vaccine or booster together if you want, or you can space them out. The choice is yours. If you do have concerns, you need to talk to your doctor or pharmacist. But yes, you should still get both. If you haven't been vaccinated for COVID at all, get that one first. The only people who should wait to get a flu shot are those who actually have COVID-19. You can get the flu shot after your isolation.
Oh, okay.
That's what you need to wait for.
So what does the flu outlook look like this year? Because I know things are changing. Last year everybody's wearing masks, and so flu was pretty much non-existent.
Exactly. Yeah, we were really lucky last year because of the mask mandates that were in and remote access to school and work. We really didn't have a flu season. So we usually look to the Southern Hemisphere for an idea of what flu season is going to be like. But because much of Asia continues to mask and Australia was in lockdown, we're really not sure what we could be in for. And because we didn't have a flu season last year, the bigger concern that health officials have is that this year's influenza season could be earlier and more severe. So that's yet another reason why you want to get your flu shot now.
All right, here's another one, and I've heard this asked a lot. I've heard people say, well, I don't need the flu shot because I'm getting the COVID boosters or the vaccines. And I've also heard people say, I don't need the COVID shot because I'm going to get the flu shot. Do we get protection from one and the other or not?
Is COVID the same as influenza?
No.
There's your answer.
I thought that was the answer, but I wanted to hear it from you.
No, absolutely not. They are two different viruses and two different vaccines. So one will not protect you from the other. Also, keep in mind, there is a reason we have COVID vaccines and flu shots. COVID and influenza can kill you. But there are dozens, if not hundreds, of other types of colds and viruses out there this season. And the flu shot isn't going to protect you from those either. So believe me, if you've ever had actual influenza, you would never miss your flu shot because it is excruciatingly painful and miserable. And there are other viruses that mimic flu, but believe me when I tell you, they are not the same thing. And the minor side effects that you might get from one of these vaccines, trust me when I tell you, is
a walk in the park
walk in the park, not nearly what it's like to get, either one of these.
I've heard doctors say before, if you have to ask if you have the flu, you don't have it.
You don't have it, yeah.
And one thing before I let you go, we had a conversation off the air yesterday, and I wanted to share this information with our viewers because I think it's important. I track this stuff daily, even if we don't report the numbers daily. The last 8 days or so, we are in a period of uptick in number of cases. In fact, today, our number was over 5,000. The last time we had 5,000 daily cases was 4 weeks ago today. I asked you what gives, what's going on, and you always nail it. Go back 10 days. What was 10 days ago?
Halloween.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
Unfortunately, that's the big concern, is because I know everybody wants to get back to normal. Everybody's going to go see the family for Thanksgiving and the holidays, but please get your shots, get your vaccinations,
and take the precautions.
And wash your hands.
We've dropped our guard, haven't we?
Yeah,
a little bit.
We really have. And you know what? I don't blame anybody for that.
Sure, we've got fatigue.
Yeah, but you know what? It's still out there. And that's the concern, is come January, we're going to see another uptick after these holidays. And it happened last year.
Sure.
And that's the nasty little thing about this virus.
Okay. Monica, thanks. We appreciate it. All eyes are now on Cleveland City Council for the future of the Progressive Field lease extension plan. Last night, the Cuyahoga County Council approved the plan. It's $202.5 million. This is a large sum of money. Now the measure is being considered by the City Council, and that must be approved for the new lease deal to begin next year. And as we know, the future of Cleveland baseball really depends on the stadium getting its upgrades. I know it seems new to most folks out there, but by Major League Baseball standards, Progressive Field is an older field, older stadium, and we've fallen behind in some of the amenities. It definitely needs the upgrades. We want baseball to stay here. Sure. I believe, from talking to Mark Namick and others that follow this closely, that this is going to go through, but it's something we're going to watch very carefully.
Yeah, I mean, renovation plans are still up in the air. They're going to be very costly, but you're right. I mean, you remember when the Jake was so brand new and so, innovative, and that's been how many years
It's almost 30 years now.
Right, so you got to understand that, I mean, renovations are going to be costly, but if you're going to keep the team here, they're going to be needed.
Someone said this to me. Imagine you bought your house 30 years ago. You haven't done much to it.
Yeah, true.
You want to keep it fresh, you got to upgrade it. And that's the way it goes. All right.
Well, coming up next on What's New, throughout this school year, we have been tracking the progress of one Cleveland elementary school. We'll tell you how the third grade students at Dickens Elementary are coming along.
Then later, People magazine has announced their pick for Sexiest Man Alive. I was stunned that it's not Matt Wentz, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought he had it this year. I am going to give you two hints. One, it's not Matt. I know it's not fuzzed out enough. But here's the deal. This gentleman has the same number of letters in his first name as he does in his last name. And if you couldn't tell through the pixelation there, now you know. We're going to tell you who it is when What's New comes right back.
Plus, Matt is here with the forecast.
That's Paul Rudd.
See, I thought that by the same number of letters, people might think that it was Brad Pitt. Right. But with that picture, okay, it's Paul Rudd.
We got to redo that. But you should still stay tuned, because we've got the forecast, right, everybody? Just keep it here. Keep it here. Fall forecast outside this evening. We've got high cloudiness moving through. No rain this evening. We're in the 50s, back into the 40s. Tomorrow, temps spike. We bring in rain and then some cold. We'll detail it coming up.
Okay, there we go. See, because I be looking purple and blue in these shots. I'm on the 17 mark. Do you guys want me on 17? Okay. I go so long between.
Welcome back to What's New. This has been a fun project. We've been doing it all year. And on tonight's Education Station, we have an update for you on the third graders that we've been following all through the school year. We're going to continue. They're at Charles Dickens Elementary School. 3 News partnered with the school to help them pass state reading requirements later this year and to make it to the 4th grade. January Keaton has been following the progress. She shows us now how Miss Jasinski's class has been progressing since we last saw them back in September.
Knows it by her.
In the 7 weeks since we last saw 9-year-old Dwan,
My favorite color is royal blue.
there's no doubt his reading has improved. Great news, considering at the start of the pandemic, all of Dickens Elementary 3rd graders were reading below state standards.
Being at home during the pandemic, they haven't had a whole lot of stamina as far as reading.
So 3 News helped the school create after-school tutoring program Dickens Reads, and Dwan's teacher, Miss Jasinski,
You're just going to practice writing it, okay?
leads the charge.
I have a lot of my students that go to Dickens Reads, and so they're definitely getting the help there as well.
And progress can already be seen in just the 3rd week of the program.
I'm raring to go for the whole school year.
Thanks to dedicated volunteers like Dawn Hannon.
It feels great to me. I enjoy coming here and I look forward to it because everyone should be able to read.
I read with a couple of Dickens Read students this week too, and through the Dr. Seuss books they breezed with incredible confidence and ease. Miss J says unique activities like pen pal writing to students in other states also helps her class improve.
They have to read their writing, and they have to read writing from another 3rd grader. I was so amazed that they wrote so much because they wanted to respond to every single question.
My favorite color is pink.
A major boost to students' spelling, reading, and confidence.
I want them to be comfortable with reading and writing before they go to 4th grade.
And Miss J students are on the road to doing just that, putting 3rd grade in their rearview mirror. Do you think they're doing better now?
I do, yes. And their confidence in reading, like when they were reading to the whole class, they really struggled to do that in the beginning. I want them to jump up and say I want to read, I want to read. I want them to argue about it.
Yes, Eureka, we're doing it, guys. Miss J's class, they took the state reading assessment for fall a little over a month ago. Now, they won't know the results of that until around spring. But like I said, progress can already be seen through our Dickens Reads program. It is not too late for y'all to volunteer. 3 News, we're a proud sponsor, so I put all the information you need on our website, WKYC.com, Jay.
All right,
I'm
January,
so
a couple of
excited
things.
for these kids.
First of all, you can tell Miss J is a wonderful teacher. She is invested in these kids. It just shows when you watch it. Secondly, you can see their progression. They're confident. They're having fun doing it. I think this is a wonderful program. And by the way, don't think your clever writing around that Dr. Seuss line went unnoticed.
Somebody knows how to treat a lady around here.
I caught it, January,
Thank
and
you,
it
Jay.
was marvelously done. Thank you, January.
Thank you, too.
So I was thinking about weather words earlier, and I knew we were coming off that story. And I think that this is possible because so many people are willing to assist, to give a helping hand. So there's your weather word today, assist.
All right, will do. Will do. Some thoughts regarding the upcoming weather, but yeah, we'll get it in there for sure.
All right.
You guys, another beautiful day, a little bit cooler today behind the front, but overall, I don't think any complaints. We had the sunshine. It became kind of veiled sunshine later on this afternoon, and now we're dealing with some high clouds. But temperatures above seasonal averages. We're in the low 50s for averages, and today we're in the low, mid, even upper 50s to near 60 degrees. We've got a nice wind out of the east. Whenever you have a wind out of the east, that tells you, remember, everything flows towards a low pressure. So wind going that way must be a low pressure off towards the west. That's that big system that we've been talking about that's going to be moving in. No impacts tonight, though. We're down into the 40s. Winds will remain light. We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, a quiet night out ahead of this. We've been tracking this all week across the plain states, now developing into a pretty potent area of low pressure. There's one off towards the north, another one that'll really ramp up here as we get into the evening hours in Kansas, Oklahoma. Expecting severe weather there. Out ahead of the system, we've got a nice push of mild air. That is going to really ramp up tomorrow. As the low gets going, it's going to take some of this air down towards Alabama and Georgia and bring it northward. I think upper 60s, maybe even some low 70s tomorrow before this rain hits. Behind it, not mild. We've got the cold air up in Canada. That will get dragged in, and that becomes our pattern on into next week. National News Hour by our forecast. Quiet tonight. High clouds tomorrow morning. We'll see some sun peaks from time to time. Big news tomorrow is going to be the wind. It'll start light. It'll ramp up throughout the day. By midday, it'll be breezy. By afternoon, we're talking downright windy as that low gets closer. Warm flow out ahead of that. Let's time out the rain. Again, dry tomorrow. If you rake the leaves today and you have a big pile ongoing, the wind's going to be coming from the south-southwest. So whatever direction that takes it in your house, not a good plan if you have a brand new pile. But here comes the rain tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock out towards the west, moving into the Cleveland area after 6. And then you can see as this advances east, we'll likely have some gustier showers in this. Pretty good downpours with some wind gusts. This will move on through, and eventually we've got an area of low pressure that will assist in getting this system out of here as we get on into the Friday morning time frame. We'll generally have sunshine to start, clouds and showers to finish on Friday. In terms of rainfall, not a lot, but it'll come in a hurry. Anywhere from about a quarter inch up over about 3/4 of an inch of rain as that line moves through. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, the hot spot. Friday, kind of the in-between day with late day showers. Weekend, we're still talking rain and snow chances. I'll take you through the latest model guidance in that coming up in the next half hour. Lena.
All right, thanks, Matt. Coming up next on What's New, well, you know, Matt kind of spoiled it already.
Thanks, Matt.
Who's behind that question mark? Paul Rudd, the sexiest man alive. I mean, same letters in the first name as the last name.
Yeah.
Could be Ant-Man.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Kiera has more on what this guy has to say about his new title next in Pop Break.
Plus, our Worth the Watch is an animal watching 3 News.
Watching an animal. I thought you were gonna go there.
Watching Mad. I'm not going there. She said it, not me. We're going to sort it all out. And by the way, Matt says, gather all of your animals around the TV and get your camera ready because this thing could just go on forever. We'll be right back.
Hey girl, yep. Coming out right now. Thank you.
Well, there's no mystery. Cat's out of the bag. Thought there'd be some drama to it, you know.
Well, you know, there's still more to learn about the sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
Kiera Cotton joins us with that and more in Pot Break.
Yes, that's right, guys. It's officially time to usher in a new class. Paul Rudd was officially named People Magazine's 2021 Sexiest Man Alive. The 52-year-old actor, The news was announced during the Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night. Colbert put him through a number of tests to evaluate his level of sexy, but it all came down to this.
There's nothing sexier than humility. And you passed. Paul, you're the sexiest man alive.
From Clueless and Friends to the Ant-Man franchise, Paul Rudd has played everything from heartthrob to hero, and now he's sexiest man alive. R&B superstar Chris Brown is ready to take on breakfast, or if you're like me, any meal of the day. The singer has teamed up with SoFlo Snacks to launch his own cereal called Breezy's Cosmic Crunch. Chris posted a picture of the box to social media last night that includes a game on the back called Where's Breezy? The cereal, which retails at $23.99, will be available for pre-sale starting tomorrow at 9 p.m. And Chris isn't the only one tapping into the food industry. Fellow singer Justin Bieber has officially teamed up with Tim Hortons for a new line of limited edition Timbits, called Tim Biebs. If you're unfamiliar, Timbits are the brand's popular donut holes, and according to a statement, they're Justin's favorite item on the menu. Through the JB partnership, 3 new flavors will be introduced. Chocolate white fudge, sour cream chocolate chip, and birthday cake waffle will all be available starting November 29th. And for all my Squid Game fans out there, according to the show's creator, season 2 is on the way. Jay and Lynna, he says it's still in his head, but he is in the planning process.
Yeah, that can take some time. How much was the cereal?
$23.99.
Okay,
right?
Call me crazy. I know cereal's expensive, but $23?
Right? Pay for the brand, I guess.
Wow, okay.
I won't be getting a box.
I probably won't either, but that's a lot. Key, congratulations on your new gig.
Thank you.
Yes.
Key is the part of the Cavs in-game show team.
Yes.
What's your title?
Timeouts.
I'm part of the in-game hosting team.
There you go.
There you go.
And I was over at the Mortgage Fieldhouse today, and I interviewed Key, and we're going to do a story in a couple of weeks about her new gig. We're thrilled for you. So if you're going to the Cavs game tonight or any home game, you'll see our own Kiara Cotton. Congrats.
Thank you.
We're proud of you. Okay, we need to bring in our friend Matt for today's Worth the Watch because he started this whole mess. Yesterday during our 6 p.m. newscast, we showed the video of Theodore the cat who was pawing at the TV while Matt was trying to give his forecast. Either he likes Matt or he doesn't like that cold front. I don't know. Well, when Tucker, another viewer's dog, saw this, he was having none of it. Watch. Matt's huge with the animal population out there, apparently. So, Matt, you started all this. What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah.
This could go on.
So I think we should do a weather segment now with a lot of arrows and moving things. You know, that still the viewers can get something from it. I think that would work. Also, if there's anyone right now that has an animal watching the dog watch the cat
watching the other animal.
This could go on for a while. I think that'd be really exciting.
I have 2 Goldens, and I guarantee you they are barking at the television right now.
Right.
Maddie, Layla, go lay down. It'll be okay. I'm telling you, they are.
It's exciting.
All right. Matt, thanks. Hopefully this can just keep going. Coming up in the second half hour of What's New, how much are we planning on spending this coming holiday season? We have some numbers that might actually surprise you a little bit.
Yeah, plus we have information from a new study that found the time that we go to bed each night has an impact on the probability of having a heart attack. We'll tell you what researchers found.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
We welcome you back to the program with 3 things you need to know at 5:30, and we have new information on Alishah Pointer's murder. East Cleveland police have 2 people in custody now, and a juvenile is facing murder charges. Pointer's body was found in a burned-out home in East Cleveland last night. Police say Pointer was lured out of North Randall on Friday, abducted and tortured. Police are still looking for Hakeem Ali Shomo and 2 others who have not yet been named. The people involved are accused of trying to get information from Pointer relating to a crime in Cleveland.
Cleveland Mayor-elect Justin Bibb has made his first move today towards settling into City Hall in January. Elected last week, he named 6 people to his transition team who will help set priorities for his new administration. The team includes leaders with experience in business, labor unions, community organizing, and nonprofits. For details on the transition team members, visit WKYC.com.
And finally, expect the roads and skies to be full of holiday travelers again for Thanksgiving week, which is now just 2 weeks away as of tomorrow. According to AAA, they expect a 13% increase in people going over rivers and through woods to see our loved ones on Turkey Day. In all, the number of travelers this year is expected to hit 54 million people here in the U.S. That is 1 in 7 Americans that will actually be on the roads and in the skies. And that actually puts the level of travel now to within 5% of our pre-pandemic levels back in 2019. And with that, we welcome you back to What's New. I'm Jay Crawford with Lena Lai, who's in for Betsy. So yesterday, I got a little bit of a complex when Nick Camino called me Brett Favre because of my No Shave November white growth. Today, our fine meteorologist, Jason Michael, added another gut punch when he called me Jay Kringle.
What?
That's what he called me, Jay Kringle.
Jason!
I know.
Where's Jason?
He did it all in good fun, but, you know, guy has feelings.
I told you on our social media pages, 75% for, 25, they could do. But like I said, 100% for the cause.
All right, we're doing it for the cause. We're doing it. And, you know, I keep looking at the calendar. I've never looked at the calendar so much. Today's what, the 10th? The 11th?
You know what? It doesn't matter as long as your wife likes it. Does she?
She says she does.
Okay, see?
So, but I don't know. Maybe she's voting on the poll that she doesn't, thinking that she can push me over the edge and finally shave.
No.
Okay.
Looking good. You can rock it either way.
We move on.
Well, now to our top talker. How much do you plan to spend on gifts this holiday season? Well, according to a survey from creditcards.com, the average parent plans to spend $276 on each child and $251 on their significant other.
Okay, I was a little surprised by those numbers. I don't know, I'm kind of out of touch. I haven't shopped for my kids because they're adults in so many years. $276 seems
high or low?
A little high to me, but I don't know where things are these days. 48% of shoppers actually say they are not planning on increasing their budgets compared to what they spent last year. However, those who do plan on cutting back say they're going to start with decorations, so they'll spend less on making the house look Christmas-y, if you will. Also, they're going to cut back on hosting friends and family, hoping to save money there. Also, on the amount of money they spend on gifts. And then finally, they say they'll probably spend less on travel.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I think it's inflation-based, don't you?
Sure. I mean, with the travel, it might be pandemic-related, but I mean, I have neighbors who already have their lights out, and they're on. Do you?
Yes, we do
what
too.
What is that? Is that because, you know, we're all still pandemic?
I don't know. To me, it seems like we put up lights earlier and earlier every year, but the first house on my street, the day after Thanksgiving, we saw the crew out putting the lights up, and when I came home from work, the whole yard was lit up, and so I guess the season is here and it's time to go. The inflation is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you compare prices today to where they were a year ago,
oh, absolutely.
In total, we're spending almost 9% more for the same amount of product.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, folks are a little gun shy and not quite sure where the economy is going, and we know the consumer confidence level is going down. So I guess we'll be spending less this Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right.
One way or another, remember it's the season. Remember why we celebrate it. Today is Wellness Wednesday, and we've told you before how the coronavirus pandemic has disrupted the sleeping habits of millions of not just Americans, but worldwide. We're not sleeping like we used to.
Right, and researchers are revealing one way to reduce your risk of heart disease because of it, and it all has to do with your bedtime. So the European Society of Cardiology study found hitting the hay between 10 and 11 p.m. lowered the risk for getting cardiovascular disease, while going to bed before that golden hour, if you will, or after midnight increased the risk. The connection between sleep and cardiac risk was even more pronounced among women.
But remember something, when you're asleep, it's kind of giving your heart a little bit of a break to rest and relax and be ready for the next day. So when you shorten that time, your heart, unfortunately, doesn't get the rest that it needs.
Researchers studied the sleep habits of more than 88,000 people for about 6 years to come up with these findings.
Wow. Here are 3 things that you can do if you really want to commit to trying to have better sleep habits. Number 1, and this is just a no-brainer, set a timer on your phone so it goes off every single day at the same time when you think you need to be in bed. If that's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever it is, set that reminder on your phone. Also, have an accountability partner. So if you're not in bed when you say you want to be, that they will hold you accountable and say, hey, it's past your bedtime, let's go.
Oh my
Remember,
goodness.
kids need that prompting and that reminder. Sometimes we adults do too. And also, don't do anything before bed where you lose track of time. What's the easiest way to lose track of time? I'm going to show you right now. If we come out on this 2-shot, the easiest way to lose track of time?
Yes.
Mindlessly scrolling through social media. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Because one thing, you look at your clock, it's 10 o'clock, the next thing you know, it's 11:30. And it's terrible for sleep.
Right, because it made the blue light too.
Right.
The accountability partner.
Do you have one?
You know what? I guess I will be the accountability partner for my kids. Girls, go to bed.
We all need it. We do. We need
Yeah,
prompted.
we do.
All right, get your sleep. It's very important.
Well, coming up next, have you heard about this thing called the Ohio Bottle Lottery? It's all for a chance to pay $2,500 for a bottle of liquor. We'll explain it in Clicking in Cleveland.
Yeah, Stephanie was telling me about this earlier today, and my mind was blown. Plus, Emily Mayfield is so excited about a certain theatrical production, she can't wait to tell us all about it. It is this week's Emily Explores, and it's ahead when What's New comes right back. But first, we can't forget about Matt's Weather in a Jiffy. I love these. What do you have for us today?
Yeah, so today I actually named the cat that's in this. We like to feature animals, obviously. And this cat's name is Current Weather Pattern. That is a cat, right? Yeah, that's the current weather pattern. We're hanging on to it. It's not going to last much longer. And then we have changes this weekend. Is that a dog? It might be a dog. Regardless,
I don't know.
Its name is Weather Pattern. Unreal. I don't know if it's a dog or a cat.
It's a cat. Looks like it's been shaved.
I think so, too. It's like a Siamese cat or something. We'll be back.
Yep.
So we have figured out that was a cat. It's a hairless cat.
A Sphinx cat.
Yeah.
Liz just messaged me on Facebook and said that is a Sphinx cat.
There you go.
Thank you, Liz.
I've seen them. I'm not a huge fan of them. They kind of scare me a little bit. Just their look is a little different, you know?
I think that's all cats, Jay. Yeah, they're all just
I'm
kinda,
with you on that, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm a dog guy.
We've got two that we've loved for years, and they still look at me like, you know.
You have to earn their love every day.
Yes, you do, for sure. And that's the way I feel about the viewers come middle of winter around here from a meteorologist, right? You really need to earn their love every day. We're not there yet. Beautiful day today. You're welcome, everybody. Clouds moving in. We've got temperatures back into the 40s. Quiet night tonight. High pressure slowly losing its grip as the system moves in from the west. That system's going to be our pattern changer. So on the surface map, this is what it looks like. We've got the increasing clouds out ahead of it. Nice, strong southerly push with a warm front. We'll move through here tonight into tomorrow morning. That will bump our temps up tomorrow. I think upper 60s, may see some low 70s if we overachieve. Gusty south wind out ahead of this low. You can see it's coming together now. Doesn't look too organized, but it will organize overnight tonight. Tomorrow should look like a powerful system, at least on radar presentation. National Design hour by hour forecast. Clouds will come and go tomorrow. If you have outdoor plans whatsoever tomorrow, it looks great. It's going to get windier as the day goes on, but we're going to be dry. It's going to be warm tomorrow. But as we get into the late afternoon and evening, that's when our front approaches. It is going to bring rain for everybody from west to east. We'll likely have a little line in here as well with some heavier downpours, perhaps some gusty winds, maybe a rumble of thunder of that. You can see the timing on this between 5 and midnight from west to east. Behind it, we turn cooler, but not colder. That's not a real sharp punch of cold air with this system. It's just going to turn cooler on Friday. This is called the dry slot of the storm system. Storm system goes way up and around us. We'll start with sunshine on Friday. Should be a nice day. It will be kind of gusty with the winds, but then the clouds will fill in late Friday evening. That's when the cold part of the system hits. In terms of rainfall, not a whole lot. It will be a pretty quick hit of perhaps some heavier rain tomorrow evening on into tomorrow overnight. Want to show you long term, right? Here's the weekend. Here's the comma-shaped part of the system comes in with a rain-snow mix on Saturday. It'll be on and off, not constant. Sunday, here's the system I've been telling us we need to watch. This is the Clipper. This is the Euro model. Keeps it north, so much of Sunday's dry. Then it settles south. That'll kick off the lakes. We'll likely have some lake effect snow around here Sunday night, Monday. In terms of snowfall from the Euro model, not a lot. We're not looking at a big presentation in terms of snow, but we'll have some. GFS is the interesting one. This is the American model. It's a little bit further south with this track. So here comes the Clipper system in here Sunday, Monday, and you can see it's got more snow on here than what the Euro has. So in terms of forecast snowfall totals, well, rightfully so, it's painting some decent totals, especially out in the snow belt with perhaps a couple inches by the time things roll around. Either one, not a huge deal, but it's snow. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast, 55 on Friday. There's the cool down Saturday, Sunday. Lake snows will continue through Tuesday, and then we'll dry things up. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Matt. Time to see what's clicking in Cleveland now. For that, we bring in digital anchor Stephanie Haney. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi there, Alina. You know, this first story today had 20-year-old Stephanie literally screaming because the Plain White T's are giving a free concert at Tower City in Cleveland. That is next Thursday, November 18th. Now, if you loved Hey There, Delilah as much as I did, it was my MySpace song, you know how big of a deal this is. There will be pop-up shops with food and drinks too, and those doors open at 6 and the show starts at 6:30, so grab your free tickets at the link on WKYC.com. Now, every once in a while, the Ohio Liquor Agency holds a bottle lottery, and the lottery for November has very fancy liquors up for grabs. Now, the way this works is people 21 and up can enter, but it's not to win the bottles. It's to win the chance to buy the bottles. The least expensive one is Old Forester Birthday for $150, and the most expensive is OFC Bourbon from 1993, and that'll cost you $2,500. Now, if you want a chance to buy one, you have through Monday to sign up. I signed up. We'll see what happens. Not going to buy the big one, maybe the little one. And we really learned a lot more about Ohio native Rick Leach Jr. on The Bachelorette last night. He finally got a one-on-one date with Michelle Young, and during the date, he shared how much his parents' divorce affected him. After Rick told his mom that he found out his dad was cheating. Now, Rick was 17 at the time, and it was 2 weeks before Christmas when this went down. He said he blamed himself for their split because he found the proof. Rick's dad passed away 3 years ago, but he said his happiest memories were with his whole family together when he was little. So it was a very emotional moment for Rick on this date. He said Michelle made it very easy for him to open up, and he seemed kind of relieved about it. So he got a rose, He's one of 11 left, and it's getting very serious.
Wow. Hey. Okay, so one local guy gone, one local guy still in the mix.
That's right. Walsh University grad.
That's a lot to share on national TV. Wow.
Yeah, that is.
Maybe it was cathartic for him.
Okay.
Seemed to be.
Stephanie, thanks. I hope you win the right to buy that.
I know,
cheap
winning
bottle.
the chance.
At $150,
wow.
We're calling it cheap. Yeah,
That's
right.
crazy.
Okay.
Well, coming up next, Emily Mayfield goes behind the scenes of a new musical getting ready to take center stage right here in Northeast Ohio. She talks with the creator and the star playing John Wilkes Booth about the vision for the performance.
Then this 74-year-old woman is reminding everyone that age really is just a number. We're going to tell you what she checked off her bucket list recently. That's coming up when What's New comes right back. Welcome back to What's New. As you know, Cleveland has an amazing theater scene from the stages of Playhouse Square all the way down to the local community theaters as well.
Today, 3 News special contributor Emily Mayfield shows us a new production that she has discovered that was built from the ground up right here in Cleveland.
Did you know that Cleveland has the largest theater district in the U.S. outside of New York City? That makes it the perfect place for productions to launch. Today, we're at Cuyahoga Heights High School checking out a new musical, and it could be on a stage near you. Let's check it out. I'm here with David Michaels, the playwright and the composer of Infamous the Musical. Tell us about Infamous the Musical.
It's a musical about events leading up to Abraham Lincoln's assassination and the subsequent aftermath from the perspective of John Wilkes Booth.
You obviously wrote the play, you wrote all the music composition. What is that process like?
It starts with the seed of the idea. You got to commit to this process because it takes a long time. When Manuel Miranda wrote Hamilton, it took him 10 years to do that. I got this idea when I was with my family on vacation in the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit, and we saw the Lincoln Rocker. I'm like, that would be an amazing play. And then it's kind of like that idea just clicked. And we started to do readings. This past year, we did the reading at Guarino's restaurant in front of the public, and that was the first thing. And now we have the first staged workshop.
What was your end-all be-all goal with this musical when it's all said and done?
All playwrights are dreamers, but I believe putting dreams into action and growing legs on ideas, I want to see this show on Broadway. One of the most important things of this process is your team. I did write it, but a team gets it together and performs it.
What's the most rewarding part about this?
Finally seeing the work, seeing what was up here on a stage.
Okay, so we spoke with David, the brains behind this whole production. Now it's time for the man who's gonna bring it to life. We're here with Robert Kowaleski. He is playing the main role as John Wilkes Booth. Tell me about this role.
When I first was asked to join this project, I was asked by a dear friend of mine, Kevin Kelly, who's directing the production, and he said, you know, this is a musical about Abraham Lincoln, John Wilkes Booth, and you know, we're looking for you to play John Wilkes Booth. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a little, I don't know, is this something I should even do as an actor? You know, getting my name out there, attaching my name to this role, this infamous person we all learn about in our history books, right? But when I approached David's script and his score, there's a lot of humanity in there, and it's all about the mistakes that people make. From the beginning of the show, you see that John Wilkes Booth is a flawed person, and he's a very reactionary person. He doesn't respond to situations, he immediately reacts to them with his emotions.
Tell me about some of the music.
It sounds like a Jekyll and Hyde, a Les Mis, you know, something like that with this really deep, you know, classical overtones, like you're coming to see this musical theater show, but it's big and it's broad.
Obviously, you're not a rookie at this. What other productions have you been a part of?
I've worked with French Creek Theater, Blank Canvas Theater, a Theater in the Circle, Western Reserve Playhouse, Brecksville, Cassidy. I actually moved to Cleveland because it is the second largest theater community in the U.S.
Good luck, I can't wait to see it.
Thanks so much, Emily.
Well, there you have it, a sneak peek into Infamous the Musical. Keep an eye out because it just may be on a big stage near you soon. See you next time.
That's great. Well, they are set to take stage next July at Western Reserve Playhouse. That's in Summit County.
Coming up next, proof that it's never too old, or you're never too old, rather, to try something new. We're going to tell you what this grandmother recently checked off her bucket list. That's our Show Us Something Good. It's next. And as we head to break, today's pop quiz question. On this day in 1885, the world was introduced to the motorcycle. Which country was the inventing engineer from? Was he from the USA, Japan, or Germany? Think about it. The answer right after this break.
Hey, yes, I'm here. Okay, thank you.
We gotcha. You can hear us. Amanda Abram here outside of the East Cleveland's Police Department. We are talking about the murder of Alishah Pointer, 22 years old. Okay.
So before the break, we told you that on this day in 1885, the first motorcycle was unveiled to the world. The inventor was from, any guesses, Lena?
Well, you know what? I see in the prompter, so.
Oh, okay.
But I was going to guess Germany.
Yeah, that's
German engineers.
Yeah, there
right?
you go. And here's a picture of it. Now, I love motorcycles. I've owned them for a large portion of my life. I'm not getting on that thing. That looks like a washing machine, a briefcase, and a whole lot of metal.
It does.
But the motorcycle today is 136 years old. And they've come a long way in their engineering of the thing.
It does look scary. Okay, well, today's Show Us Something Good comes from Kentucky, where one grandma is reminding all of us that you are never too old to try something new. 74-year-old Rita Hopkins lives in a senior living community in Lexington, where they have a program called Living a Dream. It's to help residents do something they've always wanted to do. Some take trips, go to a sporting event, even skydiving. No, but not Rita. Rita got a tattoo.
Yeah, Rita.
Yeah, you did. It's an infinity sign with 3 small hearts to represent her 3 grandchildren. So they are always with her in spirit.
I bet that was quite the talk at the senior center. Did you hear what Rita's doing?
Oh, scandalous. You go, Rita.
All right, we're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow at 5.
What Matters Most with Russ starts right now.
Now at 6, break in the case.
This obviously would top probably my top 5 of odd crime. That truly is just a bizarre series of events.
East Cleveland police arrest suspects and release disturbing new details about the death of a 22-year-old woman. Also, opportunity awaits.
The promise of this project is jobs, jobs, and jobs.
The new Opportunity Corridor is one step away from reality, giving drivers and businesses a new way to connect. Health concerns, from positive COVID tests to injuries. We'll examine how the Browns are dealing with medical issues before Sunday's game in New England. And special honors. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, a national holiday to honor those who serve. We'll highlight some of the benefits local veterans can receive.
From the WKYC studios, this is What Matters Most.
And good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Lena Lai. Tonight, 2 people are in police custody, and a teenager is facing murder charges in the death of a 22-year-old woman.
The body of Alishah Pointer was found in a burned-out home in East Cleveland. Manny Abraham tells us more arrests could be on the way.
We're finding out new things every day, and it truly is just a bizarre series of events.
East Cleveland Police Chief Scott Gardner is talking about the case of a woman abducted and tortured, later found dead in a burned-out home in East Cleveland. Her body has not been officially ID'd by the medical examiner's office, but police have identified her as 22-year-old Alishah Pointer. Several arrests have been made, including the arrest of Nathaniel Polk and Portria Williams, but they have yet to be charged. A warrant has been issued for Hakeem Alishah